What's up, guys? Mike and Rob here of the Internet Scholars, the channel that you're on right now watching this video, or the page you're on if you're watching this through Facebook, or if you're listening to the audio, which may or may not go up on SoundCloud, depending on how long we go.
Then you can't see us, and none of that matters.
I mean, if you have like some special mutant power to be able to see anything you hear, like even if you can see it or not, you got to think about these people, Rob. There's probably someone out there in some multiverse that has that power.
There are a lot of situations that I don't want to be. No.
Just because you don't want it doesn't mean it won't happen. But we're the Internet Scholars here. We saw Infinity War.
Oh, God, did we see Infinity War. So good.
I was still in my intro.
Oh.
You interrupted me. That hurt. We saw Infinity War at different times.
Yeah.
Some people went and saw it Thursday properly. Other people waited until Friday. Like a weeb.
I don't know what that...
Do you want some anime with that? With that not seeing it on time?
I feel like you're just on a weeb kick because of Facebook. And
yeah, there was a couple different memes.
I feel like that's your hot button word right now.
I mean, weeb's just a fun insult because, like, really, is it an insult?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. But I just like that insult.
Because if he did, he'd be a weeb.
I mean, or Japanese.
Or Japanese.
I mean,
I've gone too far.
They go kamikaze on you.
Whoa. Whoa.
What if Sean Paul, instead of saying I'm Sue, it was like I'm kamikaze when you say it. Oh, this is distracting from the point. We saw Infinity War. We didn't want to put this in our podcast. This is a supplemental video to this podcast because we want to talk about all the fucking spoilers in Infinity War because stuff happened. So if you have not seen Infinity War from this point forward, spoilers throughout. So stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say
go see it. There's literally nothing I can think to say besides it's good, and that's it. That's literally all I can think to say without any slight spoiler. I don't want a slight spoiler. There's even memes on Facebook which I think are very funny, but are also slight spoilers to the movie.
Yeah, I saw. I actually saw one of those spoiler memes today.
And again, from this point forward, so I'm about to say one of those memes just to make the joke, but it was a meme that was like, be like Doctor Strange. He saw the ending to Infinity War 104 million times. It's like, oh, that's a very funny joke for people that have seen Infinity War. If not,
they have no idea. They have no idea what's going on.
But I mean, you can probably piece it together. It's like, oh, he used his time abilities to get out the time stone.
My favorite meme that I've seen is like it just says Infinity War spoiler on it, and it's the scene when SpongeBob's like fake passed out.
I saw that too, and then he's
starting to turn into
I saw someone share that who hasn't seen Infinity War and they still found it funny. And I was just like, spoilers.
How do you find that? How can you find that funny?
SpongeBob's funny. This is SpongeBob.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
So let's just start off the top. What'd you think about the movie overall?
I thought it was great. I thought they didn't spend any time playing around.
No, there was not a wasteful scene in this movie.
No.
It did that thing like where Age of Ultron did, where it tried to like have different storylines going on. But the problem was Age of Ultron. Those other storylines were stupid as fuck. Like, here's Thor going off to the ocean or the lake or wherever he went to do a vision that didn't really mean anything, and then
that was
this one. All the storylines were important.
That was something in post production they cut out, and I don't understand why they cut it out.
I mean, even if there would have been something, it was just.
I think if they would have left that scene in, it would have been a premonition to Ragnarok.
But it probably also would have you saw Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
It probably would have been retconned by Ragnarok, so it would have just been a waste. Because
No, I saw the scene and it was supposed to be like Heimdall Heimdall basically making Thor have a vision that he was going to be involved in the downfall of his people. So I mean...
But Rob, Asgard's not a place, it's a people.
No, I know. It was...
There's only about half those people left.
If that. I thought they jumped into it very seriously. They didn't do any cutesy anything.
I like that opening. It was a very, very dark opening.
The opening scene, they jumped right into it.
Hits you with the feels right away.
Loki gets taken out almost immediately, which is...
that Loki scene, man, like... What I thought was going to happen was that Loki was going to be Loki. And then he was going to get killed because Thanos was like, no, I'm not fucking around with you anymore.
Yeah.
But instead, like, Loki's, like, stayed true to his brother. So it's like, we finally got character growth from Loki. Like, Ragnarok finally turned him around to where he's like, no, I'm sticking by my brother.
I disagree. I almost think that it was counterintuitive to Loki's character.
Did you watch Ragnarok?
I did watch Ragnarok, yeah.
But
I also... Loki is very smart. Loki is very intelligent, and he knows Thanos. He worked for Thanos.
Yeah.
I feel like Loki was smart enough to realize that he should have been smart enough to realize that he wasn't going to be able to take Thanos out there and to play the long game on it.
I feel Loki could have and almost did kill Thanos in that moment. I mean, it was... If Loki hadn't been Loki throughout the rest of the movies, then he would have been able to pull it off for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the thing is that, like, Loki knows Thanos would never trusted him, so that was like his one shot. Unless he actually decided to work for Thanos. But then that would have been betraying Thor. So I like that through the Thor movies, like, Loki has grown as a character. He's just grown as a character.
I honestly was expecting Loki to do Loki things and pop back up halfway through the movie.
No, he was clearly dead. I mean, a Titan had him by his throat and choked him out. It was done.
No, I know, but it wouldn't be the first time.
It would have been. That would have been if he would have came back later. That would have been stupid in my opinion. Like I would have. It would not have set the right way with me.
I don't disagree with that at all. I was half expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
The pacing was good.
Yes.
We finally figured out about the Soul Stone, which
I don't get what everyone's making a big deal about. It was like it's gonna show up. It's an Infinity Stone. And what's it matter if it's in a movie or not?
It didn't feel like a cop out.
No.
It didn't feel like an ex machina. It flowed. It worked.
I believe the term you're looking for is a MacGuffin.
MacGuffin.
Yeah. A MacGuffin is like an object that's only purpose there is to move the plot forward. An ex machina would be something coming out of nowhere that like saves the character. It's like if it was an ex machina, it would have been like if the Soul Stone was how they beat Thanos. Where instead it didn't feel like a MacGuffin because there was purpose to him getting it. Where, like, in other movies, the Soul Stones just felt like MacGuffins. Well, the Ether in Thor 2 was just MacGuffin.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, Ex Machina and the fact that it didn't just show up. It was plot relevant.
Again,
MacGuffin.
That would be MacGuffin. Okay. That was the point I was making.
Like you said, they pushed multiple storylines at the same time.
And they all worked.
Without any of them suffering.
There's two ways about this, because yes, none of them suffered if you're caught up on at least most of the Marvel movies. But on the other hand, like if you've only seen a handful, or if you've only seen the Avengers, only seen the Iron Man, a lot of the character like a lot of the characters didn't have a lot. Like even Captain America himself, like he had a couple moments. For the most part, he doesn't have a lot of like story in this.
No, it wasn't.
But because of all the character growth and build up from the past movies, like this relies on the other movies more than anything.
Yeah.
But it works. Like as long as you're caught up, all of it works. But I can also feel like if you're not caught up, you're just like, oh, well, that guy's like, why was War Machine here for no reason, and decide to change the way that he decided to follow the military? Where like if you'd seen Iron Man 2, you kind of know that War Machine's kind of been at odds with the military since this.
I personally did not see either of the Guardians movies or Strange.
I feel like you already love this movie a lot. I feel like it would go to a whole nother level for you. Like after seeing this movie, I would say the two Guardians movies might be like one of the top movies you need to see to fully appreciate this film.
Yeah, and I will definitely go back and watch them. I mean, like
the Guardians were almost the main characters in this movie. Like this was.
I don't feel like I lost. Well, a couple of people stole this show for me. Doctor Strange was probably my favorite character out of the movie. Doctor
Strange, like
and it's just his character. I think I just love his character.
Yeah. He didn't do a lot, even though like he saw the end game, but like the interactions he had with like Tony Stark and that, like those were just priceless.
Yeah, all the scenes.
Because Doctor Strange is almost like on a Loki level of schemer.
Yeah.
So it's like nice to see him here. And we'll get back to him when we talk about speculation, because I think he's the key to a lot of speculation to go on here.
Thor's character I liked a lot.
Thor is just
and good. I heard that Chris Hemsworth is God, I am awful.
You're good.
Hemsworth is back in for Thor. He's not talking about leaving after Avengers 4.
What I heard is that like he's fine doing more as long as the script's right.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want just. He doesn't want another Thor 1 or Thor 2. He'll take another Ragnarok.
Exactly. Ragnarok and this movie have both, I think, really demonstrated what the character of Thor has to offer, both in serious ass-whooping once he got Stormbreaker, and comedic relief.
Yeah, yeah. Because, like, in the first 2 Thor films, like the Avengers, like, he's just arrogant, but he's grown through those to where he's more than just arrogant. Like, he still has that, like that's why I'll just get to this point now. Like, I think what's great about this movie is that it relies on all the other movies. Like every movie before this, besides 2, are important to this movie. Like, in some aspect, you're going to get something from watching those movies in this movie. And I think Thor's character really builds on his arrogance from the first 2 Thor films.
Do you feel that I missed something by not seeing Homecoming, other than the development of the father-son relationship with Stark and Parker?
I mean, there's that. I feel Peter definitely grew over Homecoming to a way where I think he would have done things a bit differently. Like, if he wouldn't have been at this level, like, he was more, I don't want to say cocky, but kind of cocky before. I think he definitely lost stuff.
Maybe lighthearted.
Yeah, he was more lighthearted before. Like, I feel the emotional aspect, like when you get to, spoilers here, to his death scene.
I bawled. Like, listen, I started bawling, and that was.
I feel like that was sad, but I feel like if you know where Peter's at after the events of Homecoming, like what he learned through that movie, I think that would hit you even deeper. And I think like even like small things, like you didn't really know who Ned was, like the guy that was on the bus, like in that beginning scene where he asked Ned was like their bond is definitely established, like where he's basically like his oracle almost, like that's what I like about this.
Alkalite.
What?
Like an alkalite.
What is that? I feel like I know that word.
Like, did you ever watch Highlander?
Yes.
Okay, you know how there were the people who weren't Highlanders themselves, but knew of the Highlanders and were kind of like watchers and observers of the events of the Highlander games?
Kind of like that, but I would say, again, like closer like an oracle, where like he like at one point was sort of like on the computer and like hacking stuff and what. So like,
I got you.
Like more like an Overwatch.
I got you.
But yeah, I think like big moments like that make the other movies relevant. But then like even like small moments, like if you hadn't seen Thor 2 when Thor is making the joke about the Collector, and then he's like, or a very smart person would give the Collector the like a lot of small jokes you'll miss if you don't miss the movies. And I think it's just great that they all come together. And the 2 that I'd said really aren't important would be Ant-Man, just because he was barely even mentioned in the movie. He wasn't in there.
Yeah, they.
And it's not that Ant-Man's a bad movie. It's just that Ant-Man's about Ant-Man, and it doesn't add a whole lot else to the world. So while it's still a good movie, I don't think it's that important. And Incredible Hulk is basically just why I even care at this point.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean Talbot comes from that movie. Who, if you don't know, is the general that was came with the Sokovia Accords and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could have really had like a interaction between, because this is the first time that since the Sokovia Accords that Talbot could have interacted with Hulk, since Hulk was already at the base.
Yeah.
And I feel they really missed an opportunity there to have made that movie somewhat important by not having them interact on some level.
No, I agree with you. There were some things that bothered me. The glass eye thing, I thought that was going to come down to matter for something when
I think it was just an excuse to not make Chris Hemsworth wear an eye patch, which is disappointing because I think Thodin looks awesome. Which is, by the way, what I call Thor with an eye patch is Thodin, because he's badass.
Thodin was definitely awesome. Yeah. And I thought maybe, all right, Rocket picked this up somewhere. Maybe it's some kind of magical artifact. It's got some kind of technological.
Now Rocket just likes to steal stuff. Like that's another thing. Like you missed out from not seeing the Guardians movie. Like in the first Guardians movie, like they're having this where they're making the escape plan. Rocket's like, oh, and get me this guy's arm, like his prosthetic arm, right? So then it's a joke, and then he's like, nah, man, you didn't really need this. I was just pulling your legs. So he's like, oh man, I'm stealing that arm. Like talk about like that's definitely in character for
the combat scenes were awesome. Moving into the next point, the combat scenes were awesome.
Yes, I mean they made full use of everyone's powers.
When Bucky just picks Rocket up and they're just Yeah, I mean, that was great.
Where can I buy that gun?
Oh, where can I buy that gun?
Not for sale. You saw Black Panther, right?
No.
Oh man, I think you missed a lot of that too. Because like,
I feel like I feel like
you'd be like, why did they go to Wakanda? Like, there's a lot of. There's that. I feel like you missed out on why you would trust Shuri with this. Like, Shuri like proves her genius like on a. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of that where they try to.
I have like peripheral knowledge of that, so I feel like I really didn't miss out on that. I feel like I missed out on visual like world building, but I know that Shuri is a damn genius.
Yeah, you
in
probably.
fact, I believe in one of the podcasts. If Stark does end up dying on the long term, I can see Shuri taking up the
that'd be stupid
Tony Stark role.
But yeah, and then you probably are also like, who's this? Like, because there's the big guy like, ooh, like was wearing like the fur coat.
Yeah,
like he's a big character in the Black Panther. So you're probably just like, why is this random?
It ends up being T'Challa's brother, doesn't it?
They're not. They're like
blood brothers, not
like
brothers.
Yeah, like without. They were at odds at the beginning of the movie, but then through the course of the movie,
they find out that the king had something. Yeah,
it's a whole. Yeah, but I mean, Black Panther, I think, is also a very important one, just to kind of set up the finale for this movie. But I'm glad that you're able to still enjoy it even without that.
The scene with the Collector.
Thought that was that ending was fucking awesome. See, did you not enjoy that scene?
The scene. How was the ending hilarious?
Oh, where he's just a vision and he's like waving goodbye and like.
Yeah.
But no, did you not like that scene overall?
I liked it. I feel like I don't know. I didn't buy into Gamora actually having killed Thanos in that scene. I knew that it was some kind of bullshit. I didn't have my finger on the fact that he already had the Reality Stone, but I knew it was some kind of bullshit.
See, I feel like that scene is another one where you need to have seen the Guardians movie to get like the full like is this like that scene like kind of hinges on like the emotional growth that Star-Lord's been through to where he would have actually shot her like Star-Lord at the beginning of, because a big problem I have with Guardians 2 is I feel like there wasn't a lot of character growth. I think this kind of misproves that point. Like, I kind of want to go back because
puts it under a different light.
Because Peter at the beginning of Guardians 2 would not have made a choice to actually shoot the gun, where at the end he would. And I think you also got to understand the relationship between Gamora and Thanos, which is also like she like just purely hates him. So just any sort of relief that she was able to do it, I think would have been payoff. But then she also has the weird relationship. You know, it's again, watch the Guardians films.
The interactions were great. I love Stark and Banner and
they
Strange.
Balanced seriousness and humor very well. Because it was like all the humor was in character. It wasn't
forced.
Yeah,
it wasn't forced. The scene where the Guardians ran into Stark and Parker and Strange. Something about it bugged me, but I can't exactly put in what.
What? That scene was hilarious.
No, it was hilarious, but
where's Gamora? I can do you one better. Who's Gamora? I can do you one better.
Why's Gamora? And Drax was the perfect.
Drax always steals the shit. I mean,
how long have you been standing there? Hours.
I've mastered moving so still that the Mantis just walked up. It's like, hi, Drax. Damn.
Damn.
I thought that scene was good because, again, maybe it's because you didn't see the Guardians films. Like, the Guardians are very head first.
I feel like Strange or Stark would have stopped and said, "Wait a minute," sooner. And I guess that's
you gotta think. Complaint. I mean, even though Strange knows all the mystic arts, he really doesn't know like a whole lot about Thanos and all this. So for all he knows, these could have been more children of Thanos that just showed up.
Fair enough.
I mean,
fair enough.
Yeah, and I think again that scene, it's definitely in character for the Guardians to shoot first, ask questions later. Like, have you seen Legends of Tomorrow? Like, there's a scene about the team of Legends of Tomorrow where they're because it's a time travel show, Legends of Tomorrow, and the one character runs the Time Bureau, which is much more efficient, like the FBI. Like, we're the scalpel of time, but sometimes you need the chainsaw. That's just my screen going dark. It's fine. I have it to where it won't turn off. So it's like the Guardians are much more the chainsaw than the scalpel. So
I got you. Dinklage's cameo was great.
He played a small person, but a big small person.
He played a big small person.
I did have a problem with that. Is just because the way Thanos was, which we haven't talked about yet, but I love his character motivation in this. Mm-hmm. Like, if they would have done the whole Mistress Death thing, I don't really think that works for like the movie. I love his idea of just balance overall and trying to make things balanced.
There was a certain part of me that at certain points I almost sympathized with him.
Yeah, I mean, when he has to potentially kill Gamora, we'll talk about that again later, like if she's actually dead or not, when we're talking about speculation. But like when you found out, no, he actually does care about her in his own weird way. Like he really believes he's doing the greater good. Whereas like he's probably my second favorite villain in the MCU right now, right behind the dude from Black Panther, Killmonger. Whereas like he's much more intimidating. Like the power level and like the intimidation factor makes him like a better overall threat. Mm-hmm. But I think as of now, while I don't both think they're good characters where you can kind of relate on some level, I think Killmonger's more relatable.
Yeah.
But because of his whole thing about balance, when in the Dinklage scene where he's like he killed all the dwarves, that just didn't really sit right with the whole trying to do it. But again, if it was like his choices, if I kill all them to make sure I can succeed my goals, I guess it kind of works. But it just kind of
that actually transfers into another point. I don't like that Groot died in the final scenes. He got turned to ash when Groot is, as far as I'm aware, the last of his species.
I don't think that. I don't think that's ever established. I just think he's.
I thought. Well, and the other thing is being that
plus when he snapped his fingers, it wasn't like getting half of every civilization. It was get rid of half of life in the galaxy.
Okay, we'll see.
That's the way
I've had this discussion with other people because I am in agreement with you. By the end of the movie, he had stopped saying half of every planet or half of every species, and it was half of life in the galaxy. Yeah. So that to me makes sense, but a lot of people are saying no. He didn't want to monologue. They didn't want to make him monologue every time, so they didn't make him say half of every species in the galaxy. But no, I agree with you. That's a good one.
Speaking of which, the Avengers had horrible odds on that 50-50 shot.
Well, I mean, we got to look at who's left.
There's 7 people left.
And we got to look at who's left.
There was a lot more than 7 before.
The entire original Avengers from Avengers
Isn't that 1. Convenient?
Yeah, right.
Not the entire cast.
Who didn't make it?
No Nick Fury. No
Robin. Yeah. No.
What's her name? Agent Hill.
Yeah.
Maria Hill.
They didn't make it, but as far as like superheroes,
well, we don't know if Hawkeye made it or not.
Hawkeye has been confirmed for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
I have not heard that at all.
Yeah.
And you know how much I pay attention to movies.
The directors of Infinity were Russo brothers.
Yeah.
Russo brothers said that Clint is doing something very specific towards. I think somehow or another, Clint and Scott are going to end up going back in time to aid Captain Marvel. I think that's what we're going to end up learning.
But Captain Marvel's alive.
Yeah, but
she doesn't need help. We know because Captain Marvel was paged at the end of the movie.
Captain Marvel's origin stories takes place.
Yeah, it takes place in the 90s.
93, yeah. So I think they're going to.
But I don't think she needs help because in the present she's still around. She just isn't around.
See,
because she got paid, so she's doing something.
No, there's got to be something. There's got to be something.
I think you're going to be very disappointed in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I have not heard Hawkeye's going to be in it. Maybe
I mean, listen, Paul Rudd's in it, so yeah, I'm going to be disappointed in it. But no,
Ant-Man. You saw Ant-Man 1, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Baskin Robbins always finds.
I just hate Paul Rudd.
He's a good guy. Like just in general, he's a good guy. Like
I just don't like him.
Is he too genuine for you? Is that it?
I feel like in his early career he played the same role in everything.
Yeah, but I mean, so does Adam Sandler. So does Jim Carrey.
Yeah, but they lend themselves.
Jim Carrey sometimes plays the same role.
They lend themselves.
Crazy.
Anyway. Shit, where was I?
Yeah, like I said, we don't know if Hawkeye's still around.
Where was I angling with that?
You were saying because I said they had bad odds on who survived.
Oh well. I'll be interested to see
more than half of them died. Is all I'm saying, which means they had bad odds.
No.
Didn't die. They stopped existing.
No, I know what you're saying. I will be interested to see why they let live who lived Rocket is really the odd one out as far as people who made it. Like, honestly, as the scenes unfolded, I expected Panther to make it before I thought Rocket would make it. So that's going to lend itself to interesting development. I don't know. It seems like an interesting decision. I'm not really familiar with the Infinity War comic series, so I don't know if it's canon or like based on that series that Rocket makes it through.
I just
kind of purge.
I think it makes sense because of all. Again, you'd have to have seen the Guardians movies. Of all the Guardians, like where they all care about each other on some level, I think Rocket cares the most. Like he's one of those characters that tries to act like he doesn't care. Like that scene
with him
and Thor.
Yeah.
Again, before Guardians 2.
When he went to save Thor, or went to grab Thor in the spaceship.
No, I'm talking about just like that emotional moment he had, like on the plane where he's talking about his brother.
Oh yeah.
The beginning of Guardians 2, Rocket would not have that conversation, but he's taking the emotional burden on that he would not have before.
I think he will serve as somebody who has an in with intergalactic entities, if you understand what I'm saying. I think that's why, because Thor really doesn't have that. I mean, yeah, Thor can travel, but Thor's
an alien. Let's not forget.
No. I understand that, but Thor still has had limited interaction with...
I think Thor has had a lot of interactions with different spaces, because he knew about Nowhere, which was this place in space. He knew about this star where the Forge is made. I think we haven't gotten to know a lot of his outer space things, but I think he also has many connections with non-Asgardian places.
I think it's a difference between Rocket, who has traveled freely through the cosmos. Thor has always been about an objective. He's always been... Like when he ends up fighting in the Grandmasters tournament. He's there because he got poofed there. He's not there because he is freely there. Thor has never, I don't think, has ever been to other places in the galaxy and had the time to stop and smell the roses.
I mean, I think that's possible. I also think we don't know that because he's been around 1,500 years, and we know very brief amounts of times about him.
But just like the character development you were talking about, him being cocky in the first two movies, or arrogant in the first two movies, Thor does not seem like somebody who's been out of Asgard very often unless it's in war efforts.
Again, I'm not sure about that.
I know I'm just speculating here, but that's really my reasoning for why they left Rocket, and maybe give him the same kind of fire that was in Drax's belly, knowing that Groot's gone, because Rocket won't know that the rest of the Guardians are gone until Stark somehow jerry-rigs himself a ship to get off of Titan, or however he's going to do that.
He can just take the Guardian ship.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Or I kind of lost... Well, do we know that the Guardian ship made it? I mean, Thanos did kind of drop an entire moon on the area they were fighting.
He'll be able to repair the ship with the same repair stuff that they used in Guardians 2. Watch all the movies. You would know that.
Well, I mean, even if...
I don't know. I think Rocket's purpose of staying alive is much more of a emotional... for to have more character emotions than to have more character motivations than character purpose.
I want to know about supporting characters who made it. I want to know, did Shuri make it? I want to know, did Wong make it? I want to know...
That's what my first thoughts. That's what Wong made it.
Oh God, who's the other big... Ned, if Ned made it. There was another big one and I can't...
See, I think for the most part, even if they all made it, I don't know if we're necessarily to see them again. So I think this movie is going to be the last send-off for, I'd say, at least half of that original cast of Avengers. Like, it's going to be...
I think it
focus
depends.
on that.
I think it depends. If Shuri made it, we'll see Shuri again. if Ned made it, I don't think we're gonna hear from Ned. Shit, who was the other one?
I have no clue. I don't know where you're going.
Oh, Valkyrie.
That's one of the small problems I have with the opening of the movie is where the fuck's Valkyrie, where the fuck's Korg?
Yeah.
They were both on that ship at the end of Ragnarok. This takes place right after that.
Literally, direct sequel. Heimdall's death was another one that kind of sucked.
Yeah, and he's gone. Anyone that Thanos killed before wiping out existence is gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. Half the Asgardians are gone. Loki's gone.
I don't know if we've seen
Loki's gone, man.
If there is a way for Thor to bring Loki back, Thor will bring Loki back.
But I don't think it would be. I don't think there is.
You don't think he can time stone and use the time stone? You don't think Strange can use the time stone to?
I mean,
go back far enough?
I don't think that far. No.
And that,
I don't think Doctor Strange would go back that far. Because that would, there's like a balance of time and shit. It's like it's the same reason why on the Flash Barry won't go back in time, like even like a day or two.
Well, that was the other thing. That was another plot device that I felt that just didn't sit right with me. Was when they were on the ship, the fact that Strange couldn't just portal them back to Earth.
I don't know exactly how the sling rings work, but I don't think that you can go like across space.
Well, I don't know because
like when they were going into like the pocket dimension, like the mirror dimension, they didn't get there through sling ring, then they get there through other means.
The pocket dimension,
like not the mirror dimension. Remember the dimension that because they had to cast a separate spell like to get into the mirror dimension. You saw Doctor Strange, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, never mind. I was making Doctor Strange.
I've got to go back and watch that one. That's actually the first on my list now after seeing it.
So you told me a couple weeks ago that you were going to see it. So
I've had a lot going on.
Yeah, the way the sling rings work, I think it needs to be in somewhat close proximity. Like even to get to like in Doctor Strange, there's like a couple different like sanctums they would go to, and like there was like special travel to those sanctums. So I mean, I think
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, but just because Wong slung one of the children of Thanos at the very beginning of the movie from assumedly New York.
Yeah, they were in New York.
To some place that was much snowier and barren than New York.
I mean, that's also that is a big difference than being across space.
No.
I mean, they were very far into space by the point that Doctor Strange would have been able to use his
Yeah, I guess the time
because he was all paralyzed and shit.
Yeah. All right, so speculation.
What if I wasn't going to talk about the movie?
Oh, were you talking about the movie?
I gotta think anything. We talked about Thanos' character motivation. I like how all the movies tied in. Yeah, I think Doctor Strange is another big one. Like, Doctor Strange is a big character here. That's another movie you need to see.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm very surprised how much you enjoyed this movie for missing as much as you did.
Again,
but I guess if you have peripheral knowledge.
A lot of peripheral knowledge.
Another thing I want to talk about before we get into speculation. One of my friends, like, kind of pointed out, like what he called them as plot holes. He was like, oh man, why didn't Thor just kill him right away, like when he put the axe in there? Or why did Star-Lord just not take the glove off to kill him? And it was like where he pointed out, he's like, oh man, these are plot holes. I don't think these are plot holes. I think instead, like, these are
character flaws.
Character flaws. And I think all the character flaws are well established within character. Like, there wasn't a lot of dumb decisions made that I think the characters wouldn't make.
The one that bothered me is in the ending sequence why it took Thor so long to get up where the rest of the Avengers were. When Scarlet Witch is trying to destroy Vision's Stone and Thor was not there, and even though he's got the Stormbreaker and everybody else was already, because Cap, especially
the way I took that is that one, everyone else had communication devices, so like when Cap said, "Hey, we need to get here," they all were able to get there.
Fair enough.
And Thor was just in the heat of battle where he's So he was in the heat of battle, not realizing other stuff was going on. Like, maybe when I eventually, because I need to see this movie again. I mean, it was awesome. When I go and see it again, maybe I'll feel differently. But in the theater, the way I felt that was that Thor was in the heat of battle is why he was not there.
Yeah.
Like, it was
God,
not an active decision.
Who was that other damn side character I was worried about?
Sam, he's dead.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam Wilson, Falcon.
Yeah, Wilson went. Yeah. There's another character, and Bucky's gone.
Pepper Potts? Is it Pepper?
Pepper. Pepper was the other one. I wonder if Pepper's still there. And again,
Jane Foster?
Hopefully she's gone, because at no point do I want to see.
What was Liv Tyler's character's name?
Who?
Liv Tyler. You saw the Incredible Hulk that's technically canon, the Ed Norton one.
Oh God, yeah.
Whatever her character's name is, she did get so much as a name. Talbot's daughter.
Talbot's daughter. No, I really can't.
Doctor Strange's girlfriend person?
No, again, I said Wong. Yeah.
No, he has like a girlfriend in the actual movie.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. It's like, it's not a girlfriend, but like they had like a past relationship, and they have a weird thing going on.
Fair enough. But no, I guess that's pretty much it for side characters, really.
All right, so speculation.
Did we see if Nebula win?
Nebula's still alive. Nebula and Stark are the only two people on Titan that are still alive.
Oh, that's right. Nebula was still... Okay. Alright, that's... Okay. Speculation.
Right, for starters, is Gamora dead?
I feel like she is. I feel like...
One, I feel she's alive, but I just remembered a very important thing that we did not mention, that we need to mention before.
Crimson Skull?
Crimson Skull? Who the fuck's that?
Wasn't that who...
Red Skull. His name's Red Skull.
Is it just...
That was a fucking awesome surprise.
I was gonna say I don't know how they kept that secret.
Oh, I think they kept it secret because they recast the role. Like it was the original one. It was Hugo Weaving.
Oh.
But then he after doing that, he was like, I don't want to. It's the same reason why he stopped voicing Megatron. He's like, I'm done with these movies, and instead they got. Do you watch Walking Dead still at all?
Sometimes.
Do you know the character Aaron? He was the gay dude who.
The gay medic.
Is he a medic?
Wasn't he in the military or something? A medic?
He's like the person that found Rick Scroop and brought him to.
He was introduced a few seasons ago.
He played Red Skull.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's part of the reason they kept the secret. That was like such a great surprise.
I want to know who else he was referencing being by the Soul Stone.
I doubt that it's going to be anyone important. It's just.
He made it. I could almost... Because the whole bit about that was that it was people who had lusted after the Infinity Stone's power.
Yeah. But these are the 6 most powerful objects in existence in this universe. There's obviously going to be tons of people looking for it. So I think that's just that's how powerful this is. There's no one in specific that went and found him.
Loki.
I mean... No.
You don't think so?
No.
Not even after his quest for the Tesseract and all that?
No, because the only reason he was looking for the Tesseract was because that's what Thanos wanted. I mean, you gotta think, before Thor 1, Loki was mischievous and plotting and shit, but he was still loyal to Asgard. He was loyal to Asgard until he found out that he was not Asgardian.
I don't know.
So then you're telling me that in between the time of... really, there's not that much, like... He would have had to have done that while being Odin, which was really the only time that he was actually, like, free and able to do something to look for it. I don't think the time frame works out, because after Thor 1, he's dead, but then goes to Earth, and after Avengers, he's captured, and then he's in jail up until Thor 2. Thor 2 ends, he becomes Odin.
So. Alright, are we... Do you believe, like I believe...
In life after love.
One goddamn video without a song reference, that's all
I'm pretty sure I already did. I'm pretty sure I already made one, we're late.
That Strange gave up the Time Stone because that is the only that leads to the only ending in which the Avengers.
Yes, that is why he said this is the end game. I think it was twofold. I think one, it was to get Thanos in a false sense of security. Like at the end, Thanos is chilling on his beach, finally at peace. So he
is watching a sunset on what he thinks is a grateful galaxy.
Thanos, if he didn't get all the stones, would have never gave up and would have just continued to. He would have been basically unbeatable, but now he's finally in a vulnerable state where they can attack him.
Yeah.
And I also think that this was the only way where he would get the Time Stone, and for Iron Man to still live. So I believe somehow Iron Man is important to Thanos' defeat in a way that. Another thing why I love Thanos' character is that like you kind of realize in this, which is why I think why you can sympathize with him, even though like he wants to destroy half the galaxy and the balance thing, where if done wrong it wouldn't have worked. But I think it worked here because you realize how close he is to Stark. Like you kind of realize, I mean, with Tony creating Ultron or something, is that really that difference than when he thinks he's doing whatever he can to think what is right is right, exactly, even if it's not right. So I think that the way that Thanos and Iron Man's conversation kind of worked, I think really helped build his character in a good way. Yeah, you think Gamora's gone? You don't think? So I think getting the Soul Stone was more about proving you were willing to kill the person you love.
I don't know.
They lingered on that body for a little bit. I think
the scene at the end, I think they lingered to really carry the emotional impact and demonstrate the emotional impact that Gamora had on Thanos. The scene at the end where he wakes up on the lake and Gamora is there as a child confuses me.
I think
I don't know if that was a reality stone thing, that he created that to be able to have one last interaction with his daughter.
What I think that is, the way this movie kind of hints at is that the Soul Stone is special. Like the Soul Stone, like Red Skull says, it has a unique relationship with the rest of the stones. So I think the Soul Stone kind of has a mind of its own. So I think that was the Soul Stone talking to Thanos directly, kind of like using its influence,
causing him
using its influence over
the other stones to create a situation in which he had to reflect. Yeah. That's a good possibility.
That is my theory. I think that.
I mean, that makes sense unless, because it didn't seem like.
Because I mean, coming in comics, I believe isn't Adam Warlock the Soul Stone at one point? So what I'm saying is that the Soul Stone is like kind of its own character, in a way.
Yeah, I don't know why Adam Warlock wasn't in this movie.
I mean, because it wouldn't have made sense for them to randomly throw a character that really at most has been referenced in both Guardians movies slightly. Like
he was being created in the post-credit scene.
Of the second one, what they said is, hey, we're creating this and we're going to call him Adam. So we assume that's Adam Warlock. But I mean, even if they would have just been like, hey, this is this person that the random people from the end of the second movie came up, it wouldn't have made sense. And I don't think it would have worked like that. No, do you think Vision's going to get rebuilt? Because I think for sure, I think Shuri's still alive, and I think she's going to like whatever work she had done. I think she's going to be able to use that to finish bringing Vision back.
It's possible. I hope Shuri's still alive. I feel like Shuri's going to be alive because the head guard who watched Panther die.
Michonne, call her Michonne.
Michonne.
I don't know her character's name, but she plays Michonne in Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. I think that was a strong signal that Wakanda is. You're going to watch Wakanda have to deal with the fact that their leader is not there, and I think that that's going to be a good opportunity for Shuri to step in. Maybe, I don't know. That's just the way that.
From what I got from the Black Panther movie, I don't think Shuri really wants to take the throne. Like she's more like she would more want to help the entire world with her science, which she's just a science dork.
No. I understand that, but it's possible that she won't have the option not to.
If anything, I think the person that would take over would be M'Bato. He's that guy with the fur coat.
Yeah. Did he make it though?
Yes, he the way that it was shot, he was definitely him like standing around watching all his. I think that was a very important scene, like just that scene of him like looking around, seeing all the people, like all these warriors around him that he fought with.
I missed him. Okay, I missed him. He was there. I was focused on the foreground with all the warriors Yes.
Yeah, there is a scene. He's just sitting there looking around and just watching all that. I think he's going to have a role to play in the second Infinity War. I don't know exactly what it will be.
Yeah, no, you're right. I missed that, but I remember the scene we're talking about here. Great movie.
Yes, it was very good. It's. I don't want to say it because it's a bit extreme, but I think it's my favorite Marvel movie.
And Banner made it.
Yes. All the original Avengers made it.
Well, I was just worried because Banner got chucked into the stone.
What do you think is going on with Hulk right now? Do you think he's afraid for the first time ever because someone beat him?
I was going to say, I think Hulk is dealing with the psychological effects of, for the first time, really getting beat.
Yeah. Like, not even close. Like, he was made to look like a child.
Yes. Or
he, like, hurt for the first time.
Which I questioned. Because it was, to my understanding, that Hulk was the one of about 7 characters in the Marvel universe.
I mean, you gotta think, there's a big difference between the comic books. Basically, what you know in the comic books don't mean shit if it's not established in the movie. So even though... I mean, you gotta think, in the movies, what we know is that the Hulkbuster is able to almost beat the Hulk. So, I mean, if science can do it, then someone on the level of Thanos...
Fair enough.
Possibly.
Fair enough. But no, I think that is it. I think the Hulk is psychologically dealing with being beaten for the first time and not wanting to be back out in a place where he's weak. Or in a place that he perceives as him being weak.
Man, well, I just want to see how Cap really reacts to all this, because I mean, at the end of the movie, he's lost his best friend.
Losing Bucky is going to be hard.
Both his best friends. I mean, him and Falcon too.
Yeah, Bucky especially since Bucky just got fixed.
Yep.
Since Bucky was, for the first time since the first Captain America movie, Bucky was Bucky that he grew up with. I think that, not to say that him and Cap's and Falcon's friendship wasn't important, but I don't think that's going to hold a candle next to finally having your lifelong best friend back after years of him being some crazy Russian death machine. And then having him snatched from you like that. Literally with the snap of a finger.
Just how defeated he is at the end of the movie. Like, he doesn't know how to react. It's heartbreaking, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Tony having to deal with Spider-Man, someone whose situation of this is completely his fault. Like, the only reason he's involved is because you got him involved.
Yeah, but...
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man would not have been anywhere near this if it had not been...
Something we didn't touch on. That Iron Spider suit was sick.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Scarlet Spider.
Scarlet Spider?
That's what they call it. At least in the comics, it's called the Scarlet Spider suit. So
I've seen it called that Iron Spider.
What's cool, though, is I think that also means, like, Iron Man might have other suits for other people, because he was like, hey, send this random number over there. So I think, like...
Yeah, it was like 17 or something.
It's like, because one of I don't remember who, but there's someone on the internet who's like, biggest problem with with all the movies, like, why doesn't Iron Man just build them all suits? Just give them all Iron Man suits, would make it a lot easier. Alright, so,
is there anything else we need to cover?
There's still more speculation. We're not done with speculation.
Oh, okay.
We got two more big things that we got to touch on now for speculation.
Okay.
What deaths do you think are going to stick?
I don't see Heimdall coming back.
Yeah. Again, anyone pre-snap is gone.
I want to see them bring Loki back. I know it's unlikely.
There's no.
But Tom Hiddleston as Loki is just...
Tom Hiddleston as Loki's great, but that's why that death needs to stick, because of how important it is. Like, I don't know. Like if we come out of this movie, the second movie, with nothing of, like, emotional impact continuing on, then honestly, like, what was the goddamn point?
No, I
like, all my love for this movie could be erased if they backtrack on all of it. Don't get me wrong. I think the vast majority of people that are gone are going to be back.
I think
but some of the big ones need to stick.
I think we're looking at recasts here, because I believe it was referenced at some point by one of the directors that yes, they can go back and they can, but because of the events changing, people would come back and look different or be different.
That would also be stupid.
Yeah, no, that would piss me off.
No, I think Loki and Heimdall are for sure gone.
I think Gamora is gone.
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Because even if they time stone
do you think any of the people that got wiped from existence by the snap are going to stay gone, or do you think they're all coming back? You think there's? Because I don't know how much you can undo. That's the thing. I don't know. It's like unlimited power, but there's limits.
I don't think so, and here's why. They've also confirmed Silver Surfer for Avengers 4. Again, these are rumors and speculation, not confirmations. No,
it has not been confirmed.
He's on the character list.
Yeah, on IMDb. I can go in and add characters to the character list. Yeah, I'm gonna go add Batman later,
okay,
and then I'm gonna let you pull it up and say, "Hey, look on the oh, look, Batman's listed.
No,
Batman's in the movie."
No,
IMDb is basically Wikipedia.
I distinctively remember it coming from a reliable source, though. I'll have to look the article up and after this, but that changes a lot of the way everything resolves too. Because
I mean, you also I think in this universe we don't know how powerful Silver Surfer is.
A lot of it hinges on Captain Marvel. A lot of it hinges on who else they bring into the fold with that movie. Which I don't know a lot about Captain Marvel, and what I do know about Captain Marvel kind of gets tossed out the window, being that it's not male Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
There's
a difference.
Whatever.
Well, no, he's Marvel. So that's his name. His name is Marvel.
Oh.
And then she's Danvers, something. Kara Danvers? No, that's Supergirl.
Yeah, that's Supergirl.
I feel like it's still Kara. It's whatever.
I think it is. I think it is still Kara. But so I think that's. And is that coming before Part 2?
Yep, that comes out in March. We went through the whole list in our podcast earlier.
I thought March was...
May is Infinity War 2. March 9th is Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. I thought that March date was... I thought the March date was Ant-Man.
No, Ant-Man comes out...
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Comes out July...
So I think it will depend on what gets brought into the fold with Captain Marvel. Which could be a lot, considering that's going to be another cosmic scale movie.
Yep. Skrull invasion.
Skrull and the Droogs?
I just know about the Skrull. I don't know who else.
Well,
I know very little about the movie.
It's gonna be like a war movie between the Skrull and blank.
We're gonna have S.H.I.E.L.D. back finally. Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. as we knew them.
Coulson's gonna
secretly Hydra the whole time.
Coulson's gonna be.
Yep. Coulson and Nick Fury with 2 eyes.
Confirmed. Oh yeah, 2 with N-I-I-C-K.
I like that. I'm Nick with 2 eyes.
I'm Nick with 2 eyes.
I hope they make that joke and it's like a Starbucks and they put 2 eyes.
I hope. Oh God.
And also, now we talk about the dead characters that may or may not stay dead. Do you think anyone else is going to die that's going to stick? Because I think Iron Man's gone. I think he needs to be gone. I don't know.
I lean Captain. I think Cap's gonna die.
I mean, I think Cap could or could not die, but I think Iron Man needs to die. That would have the emotional impact that we would need. It would be like Last Jedi, but with payoff. That happens.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all for keeping characters alive. There's always more stories you can tell, but I think basically every Marvel movie up to and through this point has on some level been a Captain America movie. Or, I mean, Iron Man movie. Like both the Avengers, Civil War, the Iron Man movies. I mean, this has all been Iron Man's story, and I feel it's the only way to, because they're going to continue making movies after this. But I think this is the only way to make it also feel like a finale. Like, the Marvel Universe can continue, but this was Iron Man's story, and it's over now. And I think the only way to do that is to kill him off.
I don't know.
And I think as much as his character's grown throughout all the movies, like, he's definitely in a place where he would be willing to sacrifice his own life to.
Definitely.
So I mean,
but with his ever increasing technological arsenal, I mean, he's got nanoparticles.
I'm sorry, did that help him beat Thanos?
It helped him not die from Thanos.
But he didn't live. I mean, he didn't.
But he didn't die, but he didn't live. He's stuck in some weird limbo.
He's dead inside. I mean,
aren't we all, Mike?
He would have died if Doctor Strange didn't give the Time Stone. Like, Thanos would have killed him if he did not get the Time Stone.
Well, yeah, but that's because he was using it as a bartering chip. I mean, Iron Man
would have died. Let's get this straight. Thanos would have killed him if he did not get a Time Stone, because at that time, Thanos did not even know that Doctor Strange would give up the Time Stone for Iron Man. He was just trying to kill Iron Man. Iron Man would have been dead. There was no bargain here. He was trying to kill him.
No, Doctor Strange came to bargain.
You can't make that joke. You haven't seen the movie.
I can make that joke.
I mean, yes, he has all this technological know-how and awesome powers, but it's still nothing in comparison to true power.
But is he going to get caught out again by Thanos? That's the thing we don't know. How one-on-one is this final conflict in Avengers 4 going to be?
I've also found the final conclusion of how we're going to win, right? To be able to restore life in the galaxy, you're going to get the Infinity Gauntlet. This means you're going to have to win over the Soul Stone. It means you need to kill what you love most. What does Tony love most? Himself. He literally sacrifices himself to return life to the galaxy and franchise.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. That same argument could have been made about Thanos, and then he ended up.
But Thanos doesn't love himself.
And then he ended up
cared about Gamora. But Thanos would have never made that sacrifice because he knew that he needed to be around to preserve the future. Where Tony blames himself for everything, he knows the universe is better off without him.
But Stark doesn't love himself the most.
Yes, he does.
Pepper.
No, he loves himself more than Pepper.
No, I don't think so.
That's the whole reason why he's still Iron Man. That's why he still had the chest thing on him. As much as he loves Pepper, which he does, he still loves himself as Iron Man the most.
I don't think that's a matter of love. I think he said it in the movie. He said, Thanos is the thing that's been in my head for the last however many years. I think he kept the Iron Man. I think he kept the emblem on his chest. I think he's kept working on Iron Man, weapon systems, upgrading his suits, because he has been scared of Thanos coming.
This is all true, but I'm going to reference Arrow here. In the latest season of Arrow, Oliver tried giving up the hood. But at the end of the day, he's still stuck with it because he gave it up for a little bit and then he did it again. Because he said, once he put the hood back on after giving it up, he realized he was his best self as the hood. I feel Tony is the same way, where he loves being Iron Man. Like, as much as he's doing this out of fear, as much as he's doing this because he blames himself out of guilt, he also loves being Iron Man. And I think more than anything.
I think from the beginning, guilt has been his primary motivator.
No, yeah, I think that's part of it, but I think at the end of the day, this is what makes him happy. It's what makes him feel like himself.
I agree to disagree with you.
All right.
And that I mean,
you're just going to be upset when you're sitting there in Avengers 4 and that's exactly how the movie ends.
But that's
where he literally sacrifices himself.
But who gets the return? But who gets the Soul Stone then? Because that's the thing. If he's trying to prove to the Soul Stone that he is worthy to wield the Soul Stone, yep, he cannot wield the Soul Stone if he has sacrificed himself.
In the same moment when he's sacrificing himself, that's when he restores power to the galaxy. Like it's like to get it. He's making his wish as
he's standing there on that cliff that Thanos pushed Gamora off of, and he's just like, "Fine, I'll do it." And he throws himself off the cliff.
It's not going to have
and he throws himself off the cliff, and the Soul Stone like attaches to the back of his Iron Man suit. He's like, "Sweet, psych," and then activates his thruster boots.
But no, that wouldn't. The cliff was just like symbolism of giving what you needed. At this point, it would be him having the Infinity Gauntlet, but to truly wield it, you have to win over the Soul Stone. He goes into one of those a pocket dimension. The Soul Stone has a mind of its own. He speaks with whatever form the Soul Stone does. It's probably going to be Pepper. He's probably going to say, I love you, Pepper, but I need to do this. He's going to sacrifice himself to return life to the galaxy.
I could equally see it being Parker.
It could be, but it'd be cool if it's Parker.
I think the father-son relationship between Peter Parker and Tony Stark is stronger than the purely romantic relationship between Pepper Potts and Stark.
I just feel like the payoff is bigger if it's Pepper. I mean, it's.
I feel like the
7 movies.
I feel like
relationship.
I feel like they lost the payoff for Pepper once they let her not appear in any movies from Iron Man 3 to now.
She was in Spider-Man.
Didn't see Spider-Man.
Well, okay. So that's on you.
All right, well, I didn't know that.
No, I think that's how it'll end. I think the best movie you can make is with it ending with Iron Man sacrificing himself for the galaxy. Do I 100% know how it's going to end? No, I don't think they have the balls for it.
No.
But I think that would be the perfect send-off. That would be the way to do it. And there's a chance that they can do it.
I'm still looking at Adam Warlock as a possibility.
I don't think we're going to see Adam Warlock. I doubt we're going to see Silver Surfer.
I buy...
in my opinion, it would be completely stupid to have... What would it be? That would be having an Ex Machina show up, is if all of a sudden Adam Warlock or a Silver Surfer would come up, and it would be like, hey, all you Marvel fans that have seen all these 18 movies, fuck you. We're just going to add this super powerful character now who's going to destroy you.
I mean, if you went A to B, it would be an Ex Machina. We don't know what's going to be in the next movies.
Even if they're introduced in the next movie, it would be, because the way this movie works is building on all the other movies. If at the end of the day the way you win was after establishing this movie makes all those other movies important, to basically say all those movies aren't really important. The way we win isn't from that. It's just from the thing introduced in this movie. It, like, cuts out all the impact of this movie. Like, basically doing that in the next movie makes this movie shit. Makes that movie shit.
Well, you're saying that we shouldn't continue to build on the universe between Infinity War 1 and 2. Especially...
Yes, that is what I'm saying here is that...
Especially considering if in Avengers 4 the Infinity War gets retconned, or it brings everybody back, it undoes whatever happens in the movies between A and B. Between 3 and 4.
Yeah, what I'm telling you is that Ant-Man and Captain Marvel don't really matter. That's what I'm saying. Is that this was clearly meant to be a part 1, part 2. They filmed these back-to-back. The next movie shouldn't really be affected by the next two, with the exception of Captain Marvel, because we know Captain Marvel is going to show up. But that was set up in this movie.
They've already finished filming Avengers 4?
Yeah, they filmed these back-to-back.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes, I want to say, even if you introduced a Silver Surfer in a post-credit scene in one of the other movies, it would still cut out like, Avengers 4 needs to be a finale to this stage of the universe. You can continue to build after that. If you want to introduce an Adam Warlock or a Silver Surfer in here as a small side character, that'd be fine. If you make them the Ex Machina that solves the day, that'd be dumb. That's just the easiest. It would be bad. It would be bad filmmaking. It'd be bad writing. It would be showing that building a universe this big fails.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
But yeah, and in closing, I love this movie.
Great movie.
It's great. Lots of stuff happened. It's good.
Arguably the best paced.
Yep.
Arguably the strongest diversified storylines.
Yep.
Or divergent storylines. What?
Did you ever see the Divergent movies?
No, I haven't.
Sucked.
Yeah, they did.
You haven't seen them. You can't say that.
I can see
You can't say that. It's just like when you used to insult the Vavitch before seeing the Vavitch. Yeah. You had to sit through there and suffer like me before you could insult the Vavitch.
And then I saw it, and I was right. It was crap.
But let us know down below what you guys thought of our thoughts on Infinity War and what you thought of the movie. If you think Iron Man's going to die, or if you think we're going to win the war by Ex Machina. You know what I hate about this movie? Because the best way to compare it to people is like, what I want to say is that it's like Empire Strikes Back meets Twin Towers. But that in itself is a fucking spoiler. because it's like it's an epic movie on the scale of Lord of the Rings, because it's like an Ultimate War movies, and then it has the dark character moments and basically the fact that the heroes lose and it definitely ends on a dark note to set up the next one, like an Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
But saying that fucking spoils the movie, so it's like, yeah. Thanks for checking us out. Please like, share, and subscribe, and all that jazz. Check out our podcast. I think based on this length, this is going to be on our podcast feed. So, because we're over an hour.
Oh.
We went longer on the podcast. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. Check out our podcast, iTunes, SoundCloud, videos all the time. Whenever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's set days. It's Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays.
We are
if we get them up then, unless it's also on Tuesdays.
24/7.
I mean, yeah, the internet's always open.
Yep.
Unless like an EMT bomb came and crashed, and then we're all fucked.
Bro, don't even talk about that.
No.
You scared me.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm scared.
It's not our problem.
I'm so bothered. Alright, Internet Scholar signing off. Rob, bye, be good, do that thing.
See you. Avengers.